Andy was a top draft pick, and he had heard about us from watching another player that went from being average to excellent to an elite team, and so he investigated coming and training with us, but he never did. From time to time, we had players that investigated but never came, but in this case, he came and then said, "Can I live with you for the year?" We took players in from time to time if they played in the area, and they lived with us in season. Andy was one of those. I'm Jungle Jim Hunter, and you're listening to 831, Living Your Best Life, where we inspire participation, communicate precision, and empower performers to podium. And we hope that you will tell your friends and relatives to go to their favorite podcast provider or go to junglejimhunter.com and subscribe, download, click on like, rate, and review us, and become an 831er, someone that wants to live their best life so they can help others live their best life. Well, we met the parents, and we offered to help as they wished. Let's wait and see if he makes the team and go from there. Well, he made the team. And after he made the team, I was watching his lifestyle and his habits and realized that he had some pretty bad habits. For example, his sleeping. He slept in till the last possible minute before he had to get ready to go to the arena or whatever event he had to go to. His eating habits, well, we had good food available, and we certainly talked about it around the table every time he ate with us, but his typical habit was to eat Fruit Loops and Cocoa Puffs, which he had gone and purchased on his own, and he would eat junk food on the way to the arena, thinking that he was ready to perform on the ice. Flexibility, as the season went on, it got a little bit tighter and tighter, as it usually does, and we offered to help. No, I warm up at the arena. However, I'm doing okay. It was not enough. Well, in season, I knew that every athlete's endurance and strength goes down, and so I offered to help him with his endurance to keep it up and to improve it during the season. But no, I don't do that. I do all my training, well, I do it in the off season. He started to become winded at the games and was struggling. And strength, well, his strength was not that good. We had all the equipment here, and I could have shown him all the routines he could have done, but no, I'm a hockey player. I'm not a weightlifter. I don't do that kind of stuff. I do that kind of stuff in the off season. Technically, he had a library here of 5,000 books that he could have gone to any one of the videos or the books I had and read them anytime I offered to him, showed him where they were, and we had a whole bookcase just full of hockey books. Nope, not interested. Emotional and mental preparation, you could see as the season went on and he struggled that, well, he was struggling dearly, and he spent a lot of time on the phone with his parents. No, I don't have time for any additional stuff right now. The season started okay, and he was on the second line right from the get-go because he had this great potential. But the performance wasn't there, and it became a frustrating season, and I offered to help and had several conversations with his parents about what we could do and how we could help him. "No, I'll take care of it," said the parents. And of course, finally the parent does what they always do. They call the general manager and try to gain insight on the plans for their child. Then they call the coach and they try to get more insight and try to persuade the coach to understand what they think their child needs. Never thinking about the damage that does. It does damage because usually the response is when you tell a coach and a general manager what to do and how to run his team, that your child gets less time and less opportunity. You see, the higher level you play at, there are fewer minutes available for personal growth and development unless you have established good habits. Whatever habits your child has not established before they leave home, there is no chance they will develop better ones once they go away to an elite team or to a school. The greatest time for development of yourself or your child is before they ever play organized sport or go to school. Why? Because 72% of the psychological makeup of every human being takes place before the age of 7. The best time for your child to play high-level organized sport is as late as possible in their development and growth, because the time and opportunity to grow diminishes the more organized sport and education takes place. The demands of performance just increase the higher up you get. Andy had an open pit gold mine right in front of him. He had someone that could have helped him living every day and breathing the same air he was, and a library full of information and tapes and videos that he could have watched. But he did not have a growth and development habit, and he didn't know what to do with it. My quote for the day: our habits make us, or we make a habit of telling them what to do first. If learning personal responsibility is not introduced before a child goes to school, what makes you think they will establish it once they do start to go to school? If they don't have established growth habits once they attend school for those 12 years, what makes you think they will establish them when they attend schools of higher learning on their own? If opportunity is presented and established growth and development habits are not in place, how will they ever have the strength to say no to good things, good fun, and good activities that distract them from sticking to the plan they already have in place? It's kind of like what I see with a lot of kids that I worked with. They would rather binge on Netflix rather than develop and grow. Andy played about 1 year of time at an elite level. He couldn't figure out why it wasn't working for him, and he moved on, and he finished his high school in another hockey program, well, multiple hockey programs actually, and the potential and promise was there, but the pattern was not. I can only think of my father and how he taught me when I was riding Charlie. See, Charlie the horse on the farm, you could ride him without a bit and a bridle. Yep, you could go anywhere you wanted. But when Charlie decided where he was going, he took off. If you put a bit and a bridle on him, you could steer his head wherever you wanted it to go. And guess what? The body follows. I was taught this when I was riding a horse at about 4 years of age. All about habits, the bit in the mouth. We train ourselves, we direct ourselves, we help ourselves by having habits that are all about growth and development. Thanks for listening. I hope that by next time, you will have grown.